Hello guys, and welcome to another video. So I was just going to finish up my my 2 weeks with Shadow PC video that I want to get out to you this weekend, and I ran into an article that Nvidia's Geforce Now added Control to their service along with some other games. So I kind of took a break from that other video and decided to get this one out today. So Nvidia's, and we're going to go take a look at Geforce Now and Control here in just a minute, but I just wanted to show you the article I'd run across here from Engadget, showing that Geforce Now does now have Control, and it's a great ray tracing title. So if you've got the Founders Edition of Geforce Now, you're going to be able to go in and kind of get a taste for the ray tracing at 1080p in there. One of the best game implementations of ray tracing in the game so far. One thing I do disagree about in this article here, it says though it may still look inferior to the Xbox One version because its video quality is capped at 1080p. Yes, resolution-wise, it may, video quality-wise may not look as good, but when you take into account what you can do with ray tracing, I'm telling you right now, once you play Control with ray tracing, especially if you can pretty much tick all the boxes on it, at 1080p is better. It's just going to look so much better. The ray tracing in this game is really good. Geforce Now also added a bunch of other games, Arma 2, Operation Arrowhead, they've got Dungeons 3, Head Snatchers, Wildfire Guild 3, and others, and they're also saying pretty much every Thursday you can look for additions to the platform. So it looks like we're going to start getting more of a flow of new games or new available games on the surface, which is really cool. So this is definitely a big positive for them. Of course, we've lost Bethesda, we've lost all the Call of Duty games, Overwatch, 2K games, and other things, but this service is still worth a look. It's still a great service. There's still a ton of games to play, and for the price of free or $5 a month, you really can't beat it. There isn't another cloud gaming service right now that can beat it, and that's why Epic Games and Ubisoft are both fully backing this service and wanting all their games to be playable there. So with that said, let's close this out and go over here to Geforce Now. If you're not familiar with Geforce Now, this is a fantastic platform, a great place to play your games. Anything you've bought that's supported here, whether it's from Steam, the Uplay Store, the Epic Games Store, you're going to be able to come in and you can do a search up here to see if your games are in here, and you can add them to your library and sign into your launcher. So you're not going to have to rebuy anything you own that is supported here, which is great. Another note, World War Z is free right now on the Epic Games Store, and it works on Geforce Now. So technically, you could get the free version of Geforce Now, you could get World War Z for free with your Epic account, and boom, you're playing World War Z, you're playing Geforce Now, no money out of pocket, just as a side note. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on things here because I want to jump over into the game and show you how it's running. But I run a custom. Now you have balanced, data saver, and competitive on here, which is great. I love these options. And then you've got custom in here where you can control your bit rate, your resolution, your frame rate, adjust for poor network conditions, which this will adjust your resolution and frames if needed, and VSync, which is their version of like a VSync used for streaming, and it seems to work pretty well. So this is kind of how I have mine running the best at the moment. So let's go back over. Make sure you have everything running how you want. Add Control to your library. This is new here. We're going to go ahead and click play and jump into this. I just want to kind of show you what the automatic settings are on and how the game's running once we get in. When I first launched the game, the settings seemed off to me. It didn't even have ray tracing clickable. There was something going on, so I did my Alt F4 and ended my session, and I came back in and reloaded the game up, and it worked just fine. Maybe I accidentally ticked the wrong thing here, but you definitely want to stick with your DirectX 12 unless you have some particular reason to use 11. You will not be able to do any ray tracing or anything if you are not on DirectX 12. Now if you're a founder, you get access to your unlimited playtime and your ray tracing, your 1080p 60. If you're on the free account, you're not going to be able to do anything with the ray tracing, but you'll still be able to play Control just fine on that free account. Alright, so we'll get loaded up here. I'm just going to basically jump into one of my existing games and see what we can do just to take a quick look. And before I do that, I'll jump over into the options and show you here. We are at full screen. We're at 1080p. DLSS is not an option. So it's technically not an RTX GPU we are using with GeForce Now. However, it is a ray tracing capable GPU that we are using. So these are the settings automatically set by Nvidia from launching the game. They always do that. At first, I unticked fill grain and motion blur because I do not like them, and I don't use them when I'm filming videos. And then ray tracing they have set to custom, and they're doing all ray tracing except for the debris, and I'm going to leave that alone for now. You can always turn that on. You can always turn more of these off, but I just want to show that the game does in fact run very, very well on GeForce Now with ray tracing and a lot of things set up to high and ultra here. So we'll just go in here and do a continue. Now I don't like to compare too much GeForce Now with like Shadow PC or Stadia and Shadow PC. Comparing how the games run directly kind of can make sense, you know, if you're comparing playing Destiny or World War Z or whatever the case is, showing how well it plays on Shadow PC versus GeForce Now or anything, yeah, sure. But as far as a full service and what you're getting and what you're paying for, there's not really a comparison. When you're talking about free or $5 a month for GeForce Now and being able to play a ton of games, ones that you already own. Now Shadow PC also playing games that you own, but you're running a full Windows 10 PC in the cloud. You're starting at $15 a month with them, no ray tracing. You got to go up to like the $30 a month plan to get into like an RTX 2080, I think it is, area. It might be less than that, maybe it's the 2060, I'd have to look, but it has ray tracing, so you got to pay a lot more. Yeah, you can play any game you have because you are running a full Windows 10 PC in the cloud, but it's really not comparable. I have at least 2 more Shadow PC videos coming out really, really soon. Hopefully I'll get the 2 weeks with Shadow PC video done this weekend for you, and we'll go into a lot more thoughts about my Shadow. Another great service, but for now let's stick here. So they've done a lot of updates to Control. It's really gotten a lot better over time. This game used to stutter just constantly, and I've noticed now with all the updates, it's running a lot better locally and on GeForce Now here. Also, if you are running an RTX card, and I'll be making a video on this, they released DLSS 2.0 this week. So like Mech Warrior 5 and Control got DLSS 2.0, so you're getting a lot more performance and clarity. Like Control still has low FPS, but the clarity in the game is a lot better, like when you're reading text that are far away and things like that. And in Mech Warrior, you're actually getting a big jump in frames per second with DLSS 2.0. So I'll get a video out on that soon too. So let's see which direction we want to go here. I'll just run to where I can shoot a few guys and just show you we shouldn't be stuttering or having a lot of issues. You can see the ray tracing here is working really well. If you're not familiar with ray tracing, this game really is a showcase for what ray tracing can do. It's also why it's extremely hard to run. When you look off over here and to the left a little bit, and you see all that reflection of the stuff on the ground over there, that is ray tracing hard at work right there, and this game just looks amazing. And it's why I say, and you can see her reflection right in there, it's why I say this is not a graphically inferior version to Xbox One. Yes, you can play that at an upscaled 4K or whatever the case may be. It does look nice on a big TV, but once you play this game with ray tracing, you're gonna be just fine with 1080p. Trust me. There's just no comparison. This game was built for ray tracing. It's very, very good. Let's just kind of run down here. So hit him with a wheelchair. If you have not played Control, now's the time. If you're stuck home or whatever the case may be, this is a fantastic game. This game is great. It looks great. It runs way better than it did at launch. At launch, it was rough. There were a couple times that I just considered it to be almost unplayable because of the stuttering and everything that it was doing. But no, this is just so much better than what it was, and the fact that you can get all this ray tracing if you're running the Founders Edition on GeForce Now, it's a great way to play the game. Really, really good. So if you don't already own Control, I definitely highly recommend grabbing it, especially if you have GeForce Now Founders. I would definitely say don't hesitate. It's a great game. They just launched some new DLC for it that I haven't gotten into yet. It's well worth it. But yes, this game is running great. 1080p 60. I'm not sure exactly what frames I'm getting here, but I can tell just from moving around that even with all this ray tracing going on, it's pretty darn smooth. Very impressive, actually, how well this is running here. So there was an update to GeForce Now today. There was 2 updates to Control this week between the DLSS 2.0 and some other things, so I know that also helped out too, getting it ready. But yeah, running great. GeForce Now is doing great. Yeah, we've lost some games along the way, but it's still one of the best cloud gaming services right now, especially for the money. I know it's selling out in a lot of places. They're trying to add capacity back in for people, especially over in Europe. But just hang in there. Sign up for the service if you can. It's well worth it right now. Alright guys, I'm going to end it there for this video. I just wanted to show you what's going on with GeForce Now right now. Control is a great addition to the service. It's a great way to get in. If you haven't gotten to play a game with a lot of ray tracing or experience it, this is a good time. This is a good way for the least amount of money. You don't have to buy a $500 or more graphics card to get in and really kind of see what a game looks like that's running a lot of ray tracing. So alright, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. Click subscribe if you haven't. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and feel free to leave your comment below. Thanks a lot for coming to check it out, and I'll catch you next time.